Hi, this is Mr. Warden. This is a video key for Do Now 31.2. And I'm going to be introducing some concepts from quadratics 10 here. So x squared equals 81. What is the square root of each side? Well, the square root of x squared is x. Okay, so square root of x squared equals x, and the square root of 81 equals 9 or negative 9. We won't say plus or minus x because we don't know what x is, but we can now say that, and that actually means, by the way, that x equals 9 and x equals negative 9. And you can rewrite that, you can compress all that data by doing this. X equals plus or minus 9. That is a way of saying 9 and negative 9. That's two numbers when I say plus or minus. Now we've got x minus 1 squared equals 81. Well, the square root of a square cancels out the square and the square root. So we got the square root of x minus 1 squared. Let me actually put that here very clearly inside parentheses. So the square root of x minus 1 squared is just going to be x minus 1 because the square root cancels the square. And again, we know that the square root of 81 equals 9 and negative 9. So that tells us that x minus 1 equals 9 and x minus 1 equals negative 9. So we could go ahead and solve that further if we want to. So we got x minus 1 equals 9 and x minus 1 equals negative 9. So x minus 1 equals 9. So x will equal 10 and x minus 1 equals negative 9. So add 1 to both sides. So x will equal negative 8. So x equals negative 8 and positive 10. Right now, let's take a look at this one. Now, this one, if we want to get the square root of each side, what might be a useful thing to do first? Well, isolate this square. This square we're sort of distracted by this minus 25. So if we add 25 to both sides, we can isolate the square. And then we can easily get the square root of both sides. Okay, now let's look at 3b. So if you thought of isolating x plus 8 squared by adding 25 to both sides, that works well. Now you've got this structure and we can easily get the square root of both sides. What would the square root of both sides be? Well, the square root of x plus 8 squared equals just x plus 8. And the square root of 25 is going to equal 5 and negative 5. Okay, so since you got the square root of both sides, you've got x plus 8 equals 5 and x plus 8 equals negative 5. Let's figure out what x is going to be. I'll just copy pasta these. Shoomp, shoomp, shoomp. Okay, so if x plus 8 equals 5, we can subtract 8 from both sides, and we get x equals negative 3. If x plus 8 equals negative 5, we subtract 8 from both sides, and we get x equals negative 13. Okay, so subtract 8 from 5, we get negative 3. Subtract 8 from negative 5, we get negative 13. And there you go.